What's going on? Another episode of Button Mashing with your boy Don Jones. I got a special guest with me today. I will say another family member of mine. We definitely had a couple rounds of ping pong. I would say I won, but we'll give him a chance to get some rematch today. This young man, dynamic individual from Cleveland, Ohio. You may know him from ABC Family. He was on a nice little show there. We'll get into that a little later, but I have my boy with me, Conor Michael Smith from Shaker Heights, Ohio.
All right. What's good?
What's going on, man? What's going on? So Dev tells me you want to play 2K.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine with me. That's probably the only video game I still know how to play.
We gotta center ourselves.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So he beat me at ping pong pretty bad. So this is sort of a chance for me to redeem myself.
Oh yeah, for sure. So real quick, before we even get started, did you want to do 3 randoms and then pick from the 3 randoms?
Yeah, that's how we
Or did
play.
you want to just pick teams? Okay,
Yeah, gotta do the
once
3
again, that's
randoms.
fine with me. That's perfectly fine with me.
I hope are you gonna let me be home?
Yeah, I'll let you be home. I'll let you be
All
home. You're the guest today.
Okay.
Now, you can go ahead and start. Okay, yeah, no, that's not.
Yeah, that doesn't
that's
count,
not. That's
yeah.
cheating.
Okay. They just want to give me all the special teams.
Okay, so the Nuggets.
Okay.
We'll start with that one.
Nuggets. Okay.
The Celtics. Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
You gotta go one more time. And the Clippers. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
I bet y'all get the Cavs. Alright. Okay. The Pistons. Okay. I'll take those though. All right. So Pistons 1. Lakers 2. Okay, I like that. We're here for it. And the Rockets. Okay, I will go.
Why is James on those Rockets?
We'll go. I'm a cheat. I'm gonna go Lakers.
All right. So I think I have to go. Who was it? It was
You had the Nuggets.
the Nuggets.
You had the Western Conference All Stars.
No, I don't get that though.
The Clippers.
I do. Okay, the
You
Clippers.
go Clippers. All right. That's good. So real quick before we even get started, so what? We'll say what's the first video game you played, even whether it was as a kid?
It was Lego Star Wars, the
Lego
video
Star
game.
Wars, the video game?
I was super excited because my dad and I, we used to go to Best Buy, and they had it on like the trial, and so we'd always go there and play the first level. And then I was 7, and my dad got it for me for Christmas, and there's a video of me opening it and going like running around the house. So I played that game to the ground and all that.
So then what about an honorable mention?
Honorable mention. Well, my first console was a Wii, so
Okay.
I wasn't cool enough to have an Xbox. I didn't get that till like high school.
Hey, don't worry, I had a Wii too.
Yeah.
Wii bowling was my shit.
Yeah. So like Wii Sports and like, what else did I play? I played like, Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
That was a good
All
one.
right.
I like that one a lot.
Okay.
Mario Kart, all those.
So then I always ask the question. So like, are you good at 2K? Are you okay at 2K?
You know what?
Am I gonna have to turn the game off and say you got the game sliders on?
I want to not talk too much before. Like, I don't want to say that I'm nice and then you watch
No,
me.
I'm curious. No, but I don't play
But-
video games.
Oh, okay.
Like,
then
I don't. Like, I really don't.
It's your ass then.
Oh wow! Whoa! Time out. Whoa, that is mad disrespectful. Hold on, time out. No, I actually play video games. I lied.
Okay. So that might come back to bite me.
Okay, so we start in quarter 1. Getting active here.
Now, we have the 2K game on, right? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Got a bird.
I'm nervous.
All right, so real quick, man, before we get to the music, I know you play several instruments. You play the violin.
Yes, sir.
I played the violin back in the day. A year or two. So tell us a little bit about the Oh, excuse me, but that's a turnover, right?
Yeah.
All right, just want to make sure. Tell us a little bit about you. You grew up in Shaker Heights, right?
Yeah.
I grew up in Cleveland Heights. So tell us a little bit what that was like.
Shaker was cool. I grew up in the Lomond area. So I went to Lomond Elementary. Lived on Lomond Boulevard, so I would just walk to school like 2 blocks every day. I went to was the Sussex.
Okay.
I went there for preschool, and so it was cool, man. I honestly, like, my first couple years being in Shaker were really fun. Like, elementary school was a blast. I had a lot of fun, and then I went to Woodbury, and that was right before I moved. So I actually ended up moving to Virginia after that.
Okay, so why Virginia? So what was there something in Virginia?
Yeah, I mean, my family was just like my dad moved there for work, and so I had to like say bye to my friends and all that and kind of start new. But honestly, it was fun, and that was actually the place where I started like recording music and got more into like being an artist and stuff. Cause back in Cleveland, I was taking violin lessons and just doing stuff like that. You're distracting me, man. You're beating me by 6
Look,
points.
I'm just curious, man. I'm just trying to know about you. So since you bring up the violin, so was that the first instrument that you picked up?
Yeah.
And was it the only one?
It was the only one at first, and I feel like a lot of kids who play violin can relate. Like, at some point, you get kind of tired of it, and you want to kind of do other things. And so for me, I made sure that, I don't know, like I just kind of got tired of it, and so my parents got me this keyboard, like a MIDI keyboard, a Casio, and that's when I started like making beats actually and playing like other songs that I was a fan of. Oh, I didn't even realize. Fan of at the time.
All right, so when we're talking about the music, you were definitely on an ABC Family Special with a dynamic producer, Timbaland. So
yeah.
so tell me a little bit about that. What was that like?
Well, first of all, I didn't even know about Timbaland being a judge on the show. So like, when I got that opportunity, I mean, it's a whole crazy story. Like, I was a junior in high school, and I was really that was probably the most I ever questioned doing music in my life, just because my mom was kind of like, you've got to go to college, you've got to figure this out, and if you're not going to college, we can't really support, you just like, you're 18 years old, you got to figure it out. And so I was taking online classes at the time, and just trying to graduate at the Shaker Library, so the IC, and I remember one day I just got a DM, and I'd been praying and stuff, and so I was like, God, I need a chance. I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, and sure enough, I get that DM from a casting producer from ABC, and the rest is history as far as getting on the show. Now I get on the show, and they said it was about like making a boy band and stuff, and so I was a little skeptical, but the first judges they announced were one of the Backstreet Boys and Emma Bunton from the Spice Girls, and Rita Ora was gonna host it.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this will be cool, but I was still like, how am I gonna fit into this? And then they announced the last judge was gonna be Timbaland, and I lost it because I've seen so many videos of him, like when he made like Dirt Off Your Shoulder and he played it for Jay, and like when he was working on the drums for Stronger, Kanye West, and like I just geeked out, and so I knew that, all right, this is gonna be something, like this is gonna be fun. It kind of put a battery in my back to go up there and kill it every week. I knew that my raps couldn't be like BS.
Right. So we talked about the boy band piece. So was it the fear of not being, we'll say, doing the music that you want to do, or was it just that you didn't want to work with anybody else? Did you not feel like the boy bands were in at the time? Because we're in.
Well, I just my knowledge of a boy band is like One Direction, and like, because that's like the area I grew up in, and so
you can say you listen to them on the way here. It's cool.
yeah. No, I was bumping it heavy, but it was.
Hey, that was mad sarcastic, for sure.
Yeah, no. But I didn't even know about like Boyz II Men and like Backstreet and NSYNC and all that. Like that was more of like my parents' age.
Right.
And so like we had like Belle Biv DeVoe, like they performed on the show, and so I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, this could be cool. And honestly, what got me excited about the show was meeting the people. So there was a whole top 50 casting process before the show even like really kicked off. So like it was really cool meeting a bunch of kids that also wanted to do music and were also like we were all kind of like the kid from our high school who's trying to make it. And so I made a lot of like lifelong friends, and I still talk to a lot of those guys, and they're still all like doing cool stuff. Like one of the guys, I gotta shout out my boy Jaden. He sings for Kanye in his choir.
Oh wow.
And
okay,
so,
that's dope.
Yeah.
So with the whole boy band thing, so you ended up being in the little boy band.
Yeah, I did.
So what was that like? Was it a positive experience? Because to my knowledge, and we can get into that in a moment. You guys aren't together anymore.
Yeah.
You guys did the split up.
Well, so the thing with reality TV is like, it's reality TV, and they're really good at creating these like, I don't know, like environments where you're like, oh, this is it, like I don't know if you see shows like The Bachelor or like all those different reality shows, like they really, when you're in it, it's like that's your world. And so for me, I had to sort of go into it with the mind state of like, okay, I might be going into this just so I can get kicked off and go like use what I've gotten from this to create something for myself. But when I was in it, I created a lot of like good friendships with the guys. And so, but towards the end, there was a song that the final band was supposed to sing. So like top 13, they were like, all right, this is the song that the final band's gonna sing. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, like I wasn't a big fan of the song, and I was like, oh no, like I'm getting myself into this like, like corny like boy band situation, and they wrote a rap for me, and it was like really bad. Right. It was really bad. You can go check it out. It's called Eyes Closed. It's on all platforms. But at the end of that show, I was willing to walk off, and I was willing to not continue, because at this point we were in like kind of the finale of it. And so man, it was a really stressful period of time, because I felt like, oh, I've come so far and I'm getting all these fans and living my dream, but I feel like I'm almost selling out by going forward with this. And so I talked to the producers and let them know my concerns, and after that they were like, they actually had Timbaland come talk to me, and what Timbaland told me, he was like, look, this could be step one of your journey, and don't look at this as the end all be all. If you want to do this, like this could be good for you. This could open a lot of doors for you. And don't be caught up in this being the only thing that's like, this is not what people are gonna remember you by, is this song.
Right. Because
that was the whole thing. It was this one song, and I was like,
so
oh,
was
I
it
can't
that
do it.
bad?
Yeah, it was definitely that bad.
So was it that bad for you, or that bad in general? Because that's
that
kind
bad
of
in general. No,
okay.
I trust me, bro. Like I wouldn't sit here and say that it was
the greatest song on earth. Okay.
No, it was not good. But
so would you say then the creative differences is the reason why you're no longer in the band anymore? You guys aren't together.
I think we spend so much time. You spend so much time with it. I look at that whole experience as almost like college. Like, it's music industry college. Like, we went and we did radio shows and we did tours. I had so much fun with all of them, and like just going up on stage every night. And I got to do some of my own stuff, like on the last tour that we did. So, not to say we never had fun, and it wasn't like, but with any group of five, there's arguments. But that's like any group of friends.
Right.
But I think the reason we split was just like, we were just getting a little, we were going through a little bit of fatigue, and I think that was a lot due to like we were dropped from our record label, and there was a lot of other behind the scenes stuff that I won't get into on here, but like, well, I'll let you know after this. But there was just some stuff that was just like, man, like it just like it took a hit on us. And so
it was heavy because you're about what, 21, 22 years old, so for some young guys. So real quick, what would be the most favorite place or radio spot that you guys had on you guys' tour?
Favorite spot on the tour, I loved New York. Okay. That was like my favorite show, but also the Bay. I like the Bay a lot, and some of the spots like San Antonio was cool. There were a lot of cities that were really cool. Like Portland, Oregon was really awesome. Like we did a whole radio tour. We drove in a van like all over the country, and it's like those are the memories that I'll always like be grateful for. And I actually can't wait to do that again when it's like my own music. But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, and that was like traveling. Like nothing honestly beats that.
Okay. So when it comes to your personal music, what would you say is your favorite? My fault. I'm sorry I had to do that to you. What? So you enjoy rapping, correct? And, I mean, you and I have talked off scene, before we played pinball and all that.
Listen to the buzzer. But yeah, like when raps was the first type of music that I actually went out of my way to go listen to.
Okay.
Like for the first part of my life, it was a lot of like I watched like some like Disney movies, and so I was familiar with like the music in there. And then like my parents took me to Blossom to see like the Cleveland Orchestra perform for like it was like a Bugs Bunny thing, so they played the cartoon, and then I'm actually wearing the Marvin shirt. But so a lot of it was a lot of classical music, and so when I heard rap, like it was people like Kanye and Jay-Z and Eminem that were like the best to me, because they musically it was like the coolest, because they were really good at like the chords and no, not Caruso.
So who would you say were your influences then when it comes to the rap game?
Well, I got to go to 6th grade. So 6th grade was like that was when like Look at Me Now came out. So it was like Young Money era, like Drake headlines, like Underground Kings, like the whole Take Care album, Soulja Boy. Let me think. Who else? It was like the Nicki Minaj, like that. That's disrespectful.
No.
That's disrespectful. But this is the 4th quarter. Yo, you can't do this to me, bro.
You gotta be watching, man. You gotta be paying attention.
You got me answering questions. I gotta get in my bag.
Look, man, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
I got yeah, all the...
So Kendrick, Jay.
Yeah, Kendrick was like 7th grade. That was when Good Kid, Mad City came out. But yeah, all them. But like, what made me like start rapping? It was like, it came from like all those guys that I said before to like, then it was like the J. Cole's, Kendrick's, and then Logic was a big influence on me. I Need a 3.
That was clean. So do you freestyle often?
Always.
Always.
All
right. So who are your influences when it comes to
Logic? Was when I saw his Sway in the Morning freestyle, I was like, whoa. But then I found this guy King Los. King Los off the top is like one of the craziest. And I actually remember when I was in freshman year of high school, he had like some contest or something. It was like, post an Instagram video rapping like one of my songs, and he had a freestyle over the Overbeat by Drake.
Okay.
And so I like recorded one, and he liked it, and I was like gassed off it. But definitely Logic, King Los. There's this guy MC Juice, who's like crazy. If you don't know who he is, you gotta check him out. He's like top freestyling. And then like there's guys like MC Juice, Supernatural, like who are real. Like if you watch the documentary Freestyle Art of Rhyme, that's like on YouTube. It really breaks down like goes like, come on, man, you got me stressed out right here. We're definitely running this back. Like
we can definitely do so.
But yeah, a lot of those guys, and then Juice WRLD, rest in peace, is incredible as well. I love the way he like. I feel like he has the best swag when it comes to freestyling. Like his is like, it's possible.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's possible.
Oh no, this is a bucket. All right, so real quick. So next. That's a bucket.
Yeah.
Wow, that's still here.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's go. They really gave me that though. That's crazy.
So real quick, so we got rapid fire questions. Off the top of the head, you gotta be real quick with it. So I'm gonna start off. We'll say slight or light. And you gotta answer accordingly. All right.
Okay.
So, bacon or turkey bacon?
Bacon.
Okay.
I don't mind
right.
turkey bacon though. It's not that bad.
You
Why did you? I don't need a foul.
do.
I don't need. No, I
You're
don't.
down for it. 23 seconds left. If you had to pick a artist to feature with from Cleveland, Kid Cudi or Machine Gun Kelly, which one and why? One or the other.
One or the other.
One or the other.
Dude. Oh, They both went to Shaker. That's what if I would say.
I know they both went to Shaker. Cleveland Heights was better, but they both went to Shaker.
You can't have me pick between, but both of them I would like. Oh man, like. I mean, Kels is my guy. Kels has showed me a lot of support over the years, so I got to go with.
You gotta go with Kels.
Yeah.
Just for the support. Just because of the support.
I mean, but bro, it's
I'm
Kels, man. Like he made "Till I Die." Like that's a great song.
All right, "Till I Die." Best producer out right now.
Best producer out right now. I like Honorable C Note.
Okay.
I like.
Favorite song out now.
Favorite song out now. Oh man, I haven't even listened to a lot of music from right now, but let me see if I can shout somebody out. Dude. Favorite song out right now? I don't even know. My own song, With You in Mind. Go listen to it.
Okay, With You in Mind. Do you have a video for it?
Yeah, I do.
Where'd you film that video at?
I filmed it on Melrose in LA.
Those are on Covet, right?
Yeah.
So we'll say lastly, since I mean you did hit that bonus round pretty solid. What was the most difficult part of making music during COVID?
I would say honestly, COVID was pretty. Oh, it's my ball.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh man. See, we have to run a game without questions after this, and I can just. but honestly, COVID was good. Like at the first part creatively, because I had just like the other thing about the band, how I know it was like all meant to happen is like that was like we broke up January of 2020.
Okay.
So like that whole year would have killed us.
So
like
you guys it was at the top of the year, so that was like perfect time for you guys to break up.
We all got to go home and like
recharge,
be with our families, and so in that aspect, obviously there's terrible things going on in the world, but like the silver lining was that we all got sort of a break and kind of got to recenter ourselves, and for me that was great for me to be home with my family, and I've got 4 younger siblings, so being with them and being able to record in my room again and just like kind of being that like, oh wow, like I'm on a come up again,
right?
Like that was really cool for me. But the toughest part was just it was just like, oh, what's the point of like putting out music? I can't go do shows, can't like tour, and I just done my first headline show out here at Stella's, and Stella's closed down during 2020, so it was a whole bunch of like, oh, like what's going on? But you know, we're getting back into things, but also this whole Delta thing is like.
Right. So we're about to dive. I'm gonna hit you with one more real hard question. So you know, doing my research, not just on you, but you know, from us talking, you have autism.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your biggest challenge, or how do you wow. How do you continue to make music and energize, stay energized with your fans and all of that, and also too, reading some articles about you, stay in touch with those people who have autism as well.
Yeah, well, I'll say first of all, it's like one of the things I didn't do and what I still kind of don't want to do is like I don't do a lot of research on it, because I feel like it's similar to like horoscopes.
Right.
Like you research about yourself too much, you'll start like really thinking that these things really like create your identity. And I always wanted to steer away from that, because I feel like so much of the stigma is like, oh, you have this, you're like this, you're this way, you're that way.
Okay.
And so if I can do anything, it's just be a voice for what I go through and what like my story is, because I think people really want to put you in a box.
Right. And
it's not even just like having autism or anything. It's like anything. Like people love boxes these days, and so will I say like the tough thing for me was just like going through school and like being on a bunch of people would give me a lot of medication and going to therapists and all that stuff, and I always had a hard time staying in class and would leave class to go play piano or write songs, or sometimes I just get frustrated and just leave, walk home, like, but I don't even think that was like because like I'm autistic. It's because like
that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's
so
what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's like I think people were like, oh, that's because of that, and I don't think I refuse to like be like put in that box.
Right.
And so like over the years, it was something that I was ashamed of, and it was something that I felt like I couldn't tell anybody, and whenever I would say something, people would be like, oh, you're this, you're that. But within the experience of being in the band, I met this kid, and he was 11 years old, and I can shout him out. His name's Elias. What's up, bro? And we were at this meet and greet in Long Island, and his mom comes up to me, and this kid he's a big fan of me. So in the band, like, one person might be a fan of this guy, another person might come for this guy or whatever. Now this kid knew like my SoundCloud stuff. He knew the stuff before the band, and so he was a big Conor fan, and he comes up to me, he gives me a big hug, and he's like, he goes to my boy Drew. He goes say what's up to Drew. Right. His mom comes up to me and she starts like telling him, oh, Elias is going through a tough time because, you know, he was just diagnosed with autism, and I hadn't said anything. This kid's already a big fan of me,
right?
And so I was like, wow. Like I went back to the hotel that night and I was like, wow. Like I kind of knew in that moment that what I was going through and what my struggle was, what I kind of victimized myself for, was a lot bigger than me, and was actually a strength that I could use to help somebody else who was going through that, and maybe make him feel like, oh, like he's really cool. I really look up to this guy, and if he says that he's gone through this, then that makes it okay for me too as well.
Right.
And so that's everything to me. And so fast forward, I decided to get to almost like just tell my story, and the way I decided to do that was get a tattoo, and it was this tattoo right here, which is the puzzle piece. And so when I posted that, it was actually 4 years to the day that I was diagnosed, which is, I didn't even plan that. Like I was gonna do it on my birthday because my birthday's on the 7th. So if you're watching this on my birthday, wish me a happy birthday. But yeah, it was a crazy full circle moment. Just little like moments of divine intervention like that, or stuff that I'm like, okay, I'm doing the right thing, and like this was the right move. And I just remember there was so much support, and I was actually going to we were doing a show the next day. It was at this it was like the New York State Fair or something, and so it was a big crowd, and there was these screens on the side, and there was like a little clip on the side, and it was like Conor Michael Smith, and it was like my post, and like everyone was like cheering. It was crazy. So like just little stuff like that, it like to feel like to have something where your whole life you're just like, oh, this is like the part that is the worst about me, to have it be like, wow, like we accept you, and like we actually like praise you for what you've gone through. Like there's no better feeling. So for anyone else who's going through something, it doesn't even have to be autism. There's so many different things and stuff that we go through just as people in general. Like that's what I stand for, and that's why I do what I do, just to give everybody that voice and feel like, oh yeah, like I don't, because people will say, like, I could talk about this all day, but like people like they love to just like tell you what you are.
Right. And
I've been told what I am my whole life, and even just like rapping and stuff, like they try to put you in these boxes, and something just as small as that. But I think that's what the fight is for me, and I think that's the reason that I have the gift that I have. It is not to glorify myself, but it's to lift other people up.
Right. So, before we head out, I just want one word that describes you. So you had to give yourself one word just to describe yourself.
Fearless.
Fearless?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I appreciate you coming out with me, man. I will give you another rematch.
Yeah.
I'm 2-0 against you and everything. But we
guy?
appreciate you coming. Hey, look, man, it's all good. But I think we're good. Dave, maybe.
You signing off?
Yeah, signing off.
That's your sign off?
Oh yeah, that was a sign off.
Oh, okay.
That was a sign off before. Yeah, y'all had to roll it. This episode of Button Mashing is brought to you by Sunbird Studios.